Hi, David Hayden. How's it going, everybody? I had some thoughts today, so I wanted to share them. Kind of the reason and the motive why I'm putting these videos up, these project videos. And I thought about, like, what's the purpose of life? What are we here for? And a lot of it really has to do with, our path through daily life and who we meet and how we interact with people. And one of those large components is also, of course, our family. So how we relate to our family. And I have a son, and he's 22 now, and I'm divorced from his mother, and I remember, getting him every other weekend, and that process. And I got to thinking about, other dads out there that, might have children that they see every other weekend, and I just wanted to encourage those fathers and possibly mothers that, do the every other weekend thing. You start to realize that those 3 days that you get every other week is, really precious, and so the time that you spend, you want to increase the interaction that you have with them. You don't want to sit them in front of the television for 3 days, because that's your 3 days that you spend with them, and so that's what I always did with my son, was try to spend time with him, doing different projects or playing, and unfortunately we didn't have Arduino back then. At least I didn't understand microprocessors, and so I'm learning them now. And so this video is for David. He's there in Kentucky, and I'm in California, and I miss him, and I still think of it like like he's my son. We still have time to learn this stuff. I'm just learning, and I can still teach him. And even though I didn't get to teach him when he was 8 or 9 or 10, I did teach him electronics, little projects with lights and batteries, and just at that level, I really didn't know a lot. But anyhow, if any fathers are out there watching this, or like I said, for mothers too, that want to personally learn electronics and teach electronics, and I know that sounds, it's so hard. Well, I agree, it is hard. But basic electronics, basic understandings, you learn one step at a time. And so everything is, when it comes to having the internet and Google and YouTube, anything you want to learn, you can learn if you take the time to watch the video. And it's exciting. I think it's exciting. And so everything that I've learned in the last year, that I've really been trying to study things and understand things that I didn't understand, and of course doing it through YouTube. So we're not talking going to college and getting an engineering degree. I went that route, and I found it very difficult. The examples weren't real. I didn't have anything in my hands, and so now what I do is I use smartphones, and I program for smartphones, and but at a very basic level, and so I get results. I get results for what I'm doing. So anyhow, I want to encourage everyone to watch these videos, and then I have links on videos that I learned and watched from. So there were basic videos. I definitely encourage everyone to buy an Arduino for their child. $15, $20, and get a used computer. Computers now, they're throwing away computers that are more than powerful enough to run the Arduino platform. So it's a good way to get started. I'm looking over here for I apologize. I'll have to edit this video now. I didn't mean to walk away, but this right here, these are harnesses from computers. So the way the computers work, they send them to China. So in every single city, there is a recycling facility that takes in computers. So usually the city or whatever. So what I was thinking is that people could get programs going to get the recycle manufacturers to at least pull this stuff out of computers and donate it to schools and to hobbyists and whoever. Because these little ends right here, those are the beginnings of what you will need to get my project, and this is a simple little project right here that will cost you almost nothing. But to make it further less expensive, if you get these pieces that are inside of many old tower computers, and you'll have these ends, and those ends will fit onto these headers like that. So you run this is your experiment board, and you run it into your Arduino, and having these extra parts, and then you have LEDs, you have a little speaker, you have power switches, like right there's the power switches, and so you have everything that you need, or not everything you need, but part of what you need, wire wise and connector wise, light wise, LED wise, right there, going nowhere. Trash, dumpsters, recycle, ground up. They grind it up and use the metals. Well, you know, this could save this little bundle of wires. If you bought it at a hobbyist, like at Radio Shack, it would cost you $20. So it's a little bit of effort, you know, going through the process. But I think that if we had enough, like I said, a program of recycling, like a awareness that there are certain things that need to be taken out so that we can use them in schools, in places where the funds are limited. You know, we were talking, if you've got this many wires for every single kid in the school to have their own little basket of electronics projects, you know, in the locker somewhere or something, to give every child in the school their own little bundle of wires that they can take home, and you know, it ends up being very expensive. It would be thousands and thousands of dollars. You know, but through recycling, there's plenty of computers going away that we could pull out. You know, at least the harnesses, the wiring harnesses. So that's my main 2 points today. You know, spend time with your child. I encourage every father to spend real time. You know, don't stick them in front of video games. Make video games. That's what I've been doing here. I've got this iPad, and I've been playing around, and the Apple developer program is only $100, and I've been trying to explain to people that it's almost as easy as playing on MySpace when it comes to cutting and pasting code, and they have a new programming language called Swift, so it's something that, you know, every father should look into. So there you go. Talk to you later.